October freshwater trout and redfin. Let's dive in and have a look. Let's start off with terminal tackle. So we have included these micro split ring pliers this month. Not always chucking lures, but sometimes we like to chuck in terminal tackle like these here. These are great ones from Searing Tackle, and just make it super easy, super quick to change over trebles, change over lures, cut your line. They've got little line cutters in there. They're just a great all-rounder. Nice and small, pocket size, so you can just slip them in your pocket or slip them in your backpack, keep them in your boat, keep them in your kayak. They're not big and bulky. But these are pretty much the one set of pliers that does it all. So they've got your line cutters and your split ring nose in the front, so you can quickly change your lures, cut your line and tie new knots as well. Then we move over to the Vibrax Blue Fox. So this is a little trout spinner, perfect little trout spinner. So he's gonna be great for your little streams, your clear water streams. You can just pop out small casts, long casts with them, and just do a quick roll back. And the little blade on the front is just gonna spin and go nuts. These are a great option for trout, but also for redfin. If you're chasing redfin or trout, mainly say in an impoundment, a dam, rather than a river or a creek, then you're just gonna maybe work this a little bit slower, let it sink back down, and just a slow roll back off the bottom, either through some schooled fish, or even adding a fair few pauses to let it sink back down, so you're working the bottom of the water column. Now if you want to pop out some long casts, you're going to fish this in a similar fashion, but this thing's got a bit more weight to it, so this is probably more for either your deeper rivers rather than your shallow creeks, or even your impoundments as well. So these are the Storm Gamoku Small Spin Jig. So this actually does have a bit more weight than the trout spinner that we previously looked at. So you're going to pop longer casts out, and it's also going to have a faster sink rate as well. So you're going to fish this in deeper water, but you can still fish it fast or slow, which is the great thing with it. The little spinning blade on the back is just going to do its thing, creating flash and vibration. And then your little hook on the bottom is super sharp. I've got myself with these many times. Then that gives you essentially two different weight options of spinners that you can fish either in the creeks and rivers or over to your deeper dams as well. Now I've included a small little vibe this month. So this is one by Rapala in the Rippin' Rat. So a small little vibration lure. Now you can work these either vertically through schooled fish that might be sitting underneath you, or even popping out long casts over the flats, or adding in pauses to fish it a lot deeper. Now it might be a little bit too heavy or a bit hard to fish these in real super shallow water or water that's got heaps of structure. So I'd probably save this for your deeper water fish or your schooling up fish, or if you've got a deeper part in a river that you can fish. Now we've included two soft plastic options for you as well. So we've got the Damiki Armor Shad in a 3-inch. Now these aren't too big for trout, but these will be probably your big trout plastics, or more so for your redfin. Redfin is super territorial, and as soon as they see a little bait fish like this, they can go nuts. These are a little T-tail, paddle tail plastic as well, so that tail is going to create some awesome vibration. Chuck on your preferred jig head. I'd probably go like a lighter one, maybe like a 1/4 ounce, and just let it have that slow sink, and that tail's just going to be kicking the whole way down, and then a slow roll back. If you're fishing these in your streams or your rivers, drop the weight down of your jig head significantly. Fish a much lighter jig head, but then you're going to just make sure you're winding fast enough to keep this off the bottom, but you don't want to be burning it back. You're not chasing tuna. If you want to go for a slower presentation or something with a bit more action in the tail, then you're going to jump over to your Chase Baits curly bait. So it's essentially a grub style plastic with a little curl tail on the back. So that little curl tail is just going to constantly just wiggle around like a little wormy, doing its thing. So if you want to fish these slower, especially in an impoundment, you can.
chuck on your jig head, let it sink down. Even on the pause, that tail's still going to be doing its thing. As you slow roll it out, that tail is still going to be doing its thing. So 2 great options in your plastics there. If you want to check out the Trout Redfin box or any other boxes in the range, just head to www.tackleclub.com.au, pick a box that's right for you, and welcome to the club.